Hey guys, it's Rat the Radical, and I'm going to be telling you guys about the time I almost wrecked my uncle's car. But before that, I just want to tell you guys, thank you for the crazy amount of support you guys have left me. 100 subscribers in this past week. That's been awesome, guys. It would be greatly appreciated if we could get 50 likes on this video. I know you guys can do it with the amount of support that you guys have been showing recently. Alright, let's get into the video. Alright guys, this was when I got my permit. My uncle, he was really cool about it. He was letting me drive a lot. And, you know, he took me, I think it was my second time on a major road. Like a major big 4-lane road. And, I didn't know what to think about it. It was basically whatever. I was driving, we were going to go make some stops at some local businesses because we were looking for t-shirt companies that would make us t-shirts. But that's besides the fact. So we were driving down this road, and this is a big high traffic road, and it has a couple of closed down businesses along the way, and I was in the right lane, the slow lane, because I just started out. This was like the second time I was driving on a big road because I just got my permit, which means I can drive with an adult, and I was driving with my uncle. So now we're driving, he's in the passenger seat, everything's going well. The speed limit I think is 50 there. I'm doing like 51, 52. So I wasn't, going over the speed limit. We weren't, hamburgering it down there at 60 miles an hour. But, I was just cruising along the street. And when somebody pulls off and makes a right turn off into a different business or whatever, nobody stops for them. You don't make a stop. I was far away from the car, so I was just, slowing down so I could give this guy time to make his turn. He would turn off and it would be all good, and I could just keep driving to get to my destination. Well, the guy in front of me was, I don't know what he was thinking. He was a crazy guy. I don't know. Instead of turning off into this business, so, I'm behind him. He's in front of me probably about 2 yards. And, the first business that he was turning into, he has his turn signal on and everything. He's turning in there. And instead of turning in there, he turns in there. And right as he touches, his first two wheels touch the start of the business, he whips it around and gets back on the road. And he does that again for 2 more times. Does it 2 times. So now I'm at the point where I'm already going like 40 miles an hour. I only slowed down to like 10 under the speed limit. And this guy, I'm literally right on top of this guy now. And the 4th business he came up to, that is when he decided to actually stop and make his turn. So I actually had no time to react. This is the first time I was ever faced with a situation like this. This is my first time really driving with a ton of people on the road. I'm looking out all my mirrors. I'm thinking, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. If I have to, if it comes to where I cannot brake in time and I'm going to hit this guy's car, I'm thinking, maybe. Alright, and this guy is not the typical, I'm trying to get somewhere, I have a purpose. He was literally 60. People are just rushing to go where they have to go. Getting to a full stop to make this turn. He was not, alright, I'm doing like 20, I'm going to make this turn. We're going to, I don't want to interfere with traffic. He came to a full stop. And at that point, I had to react. Like, it was fight or flight. And I'm in my uncle's car, and he's right next to me. And he has an SUV, so it's a bigger vehicle. And it's an older one. So, I was kind of skeptical. It's not like the brand new electric power brakes. I didn't know if this car was going to stop in time. My uncle's over there yelling, we got to brake. You got to brake, 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 brake. I slam on the brakes as hard as I can. The car skids. It skids about a yard ahead of where I actually applied the brakes. And the brakes locked up. And it skids. And we were literally probably 1.5 feet away from this car. And I'm sitting there. This person, at this point, he sees me flying up behind him. I don't know what he was thinking. And he wasn't making the turn. And I'm sitting there honking the horn. Honk, honk, honk. And this guy is, he's taking his grand old time. He finally turns in the business. And I'm like talking to my uncle like, oh geez, I was close. He's like, you gotta be more aware of the things like that, because when you're driving, you could be the best driver in the world, but people around you could be bad like that. And so, we were talking about that, and actually, as we were talking about it, we watched the business that he turned off into. It wasn't like a normal business. It wasn't actually a business at all. He took the 3 turns that he made before. They were just, turn-offs. This last one that he made a turn into was an old abandoned bar. So this guy must have been going to a drug deal or something like that, because there was nothing around here. It was an old abandoned bar, and it's known to have homeless people live there, and cars sometimes parked there. You'll see a drug dealer too. You don't really see it, but you know, you see the two cars parked up next to each other, and chances are that's what's going down. They don't get busted as much because sometimes the police aren't really looking out for drug dealers. They're looking out for people that are speeding and stuff. But that's besides the fact. Yeah, so he turned off in there, and the person, if they were going to get drugs, obviously they probably were on something before. They did not know where their destination was. I was actually so freaked out about that. After we got to the business that we had to get to, I was so relieved that we were fine and I didn't hit the guy. I was super scared. It was a very good experience, actually, to know that you got to be more aware of your surroundings. But that was basically the time I almost wrecked my uncle's car. And yeah, I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did like it, just drop a like down there and a comment. I loved reading all the comments, and I will see you in my next video. Peace.